And yeah, so I'm excited about all of them. And I gotta stop saying excited. Oh, God, seriously. Stop saying excited. You say it way too much. You can't be that excited about everything, Sarah. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to do a Kindle haul. So I'm going to show you the books that I have recently purchased and downloaded onto my Kindle. Some of them are from NetGalley, some of them are books that I purchased myself. Now, when I get Kindle books, I do not pay very much for them because I don't want to do that because it's a download. I'm not buying a physical paper copy book, so I refuse to pay more than like $2.99 for an ebook. It depends. I do have a series that I read, the Arjuna Vampire series I will read, and I get those on my Kindle. Those are usually $6.99. That's the most I will spend on them just because I do want to read them, and I just go ahead and grab them when they are published. But other than that, I get them on sale, I follow deals, and I grab the ones that I am the most interested in. Okay, so I have 2 books that I purchased, which isn't a whole lot, but then I do have 6 books that I got from NetGalley. And oh, NetGalley, that needs to be, I think that's going to be a goal of mine next year, is to get my NetGalley count down, because I just keep doing it. And then it's gotten definitely worse since COVID hit because a lot of publishers started going to NetGalley to send reviewers books versus sending physical copies because they weren't able to be in the offices and to be able to do that. So they were sending NetGalley copies instead, which is great. Oh, but man, I was just kind of downloading, and then they're piling up, guys. Okay, so the first one that I purchased is Down Among the Sticks and Bones. This is by Shauna McGuire. This is book 2 in her Wayward Children series. It's a series of kind of shorter novellas, and they follow children who have gone into like portal worlds, I guess, like, you know, Wonderland or Oz or Narnia, that type of thing. And then when they come back into the regular world, they have a hard time acclimating. So they get sent to the school for wayward children where they can kind of learn to cope with their feelings and, you know, kind of get back to normal life, if you will. And I've heard really, really good things about this. I haven't read a single one, but I do have the first 2 now. So I should probably get on reading these to see what I think. But yeah, so I bought that one. It was $2.99. Next one I purchased was a deal that I got. Disney had a sale on some of their books, and this was one of them, and it was Reflection. This is by Elizabeth Lim, and this is part of the Twisted Tales series, which is another series I really want to start reading. I just haven't touched one yet, but Kaylin and I, between the 2 of us, we are just collecting them like crazy. These are different takes on Disney fairy tales, and this one is a Mulan take. So something about turning Mulan on its head somehow, the story of Mulan. So I definitely added that one because it was 99 cents. So I wasn't going to say no to that. Okay, so those are the 2 that I purchased. The rest of these are from NetGalley. The first one is You Love Me by Caroline Kepnes, book number 3 in the You series. And this one comes out in April. I am going to go into this one a little bit cautiously, but the title alone of this book really gets me excited because it feels like it's maybe going to go back to the narrative of the first book, which is You, one of my favorite books of all time. And then when she wrote the second one, Hidden Bodies, it changed a little bit and it wasn't quite as popular. I still really enjoyed it, but definitely not as much as the first one. So I'm hoping based on the title alone, it's going to go back to that narrative where he's talking to you. I think that's something that made the book so special. So I'm hoping that's where this is going to go, but it is book number 3. We're going to be back with Joe. I'm very excited about it, and it comes out in April. Next one I have is Shadow City. This is by Francesca Flores. This one comes out in January. This is book number 2 in her Diamond City series. It's a young adult fantasy series. I read the first one last year. I was sent the arc of that and I absolutely loved it. It was a 5-star read. And so this is going to be the follow-up to that. So I'm very excited about this one. This is definitely on my most anticipated list for 2021. And I'm really excited to see where this goes because where the first book left off, there's definitely, you know, some directions it could go. So I'm really excited to see where this happens. This follows a young girl who lives in this society where there are assassins, and our main character is training to become an assassin, and she's actually really, really good at it. She's also recovering from living on the streets. She was kind of saved from the streets and, trained to become an assassin. And she finds out about some things that were happening behind her back that she didn't know about. She teams up with some unlikely people and is basically fighting for her life at one point. So I'm really excited to see where this ends up going because I really loved the first one and I'm excited about this one. Okay, so this next one, I'm nowhere near ready to read it yet, but I want to get to that point, obviously. This is Heartbreak Bae by Rachel Kane. This one is book number 5 in the Stillhouse Lake series. So the first one was Stillhouse Lake. That was a 5-star read for me. And then I have the next 3 books in that series on my Kindle. And then this is book number 5 that comes out. And I now have that on my Kindle as well. So I have the entire series just sitting there waiting for me. This one makes me a little sad though, because Rachel Kane just passed away, unfortunately. She was battling cancer. She was very open and honest about her journey with that, and she talked to her fans about it. She informed everybody about it, and they just announced, actually, I think last week, that she unfortunately passed away. And it wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't sudden, but she was in a hospice situation when she passed, so it was just kind of like a waiting game for them at that point. They had done everything that they could, so that's very sad, but I do really, really want to read this series and finish it. So I have them all. I have all the utensils. I just need to pick them up and use them. And this one comes out in March. Okay, this next one also comes out in March, and that is Are We There Yet by Kathleen West. And she wrote a book that I read earlier this year that I really, really liked called Minor Dramas and Other Catastrophes. I really, really liked that book. So when I saw she had another one coming out, I requested it immediately. And this is going to be along the same kind of narrative where it is a mom who seemingly has it all together, and then a lot of things start happening around her that make her realize, oh, she doesn't know anything and she has absolutely nothing together. She's really struggling, actually. And I think it's more about self-discovery than anything. So it's all about appearances and what you're putting out there versus what's real and all that stuff. So I think that's a good narrative in a book. That's something I really enjoy. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, so this next one is interesting. I don't know why this decision was made, but this next one is Everything That Burns by Gita Trelease. This one comes out in February. Now, this is the sequel to a book that I read, and they changed the title of it since the release, which, why? Why do you do that? So the original title was Ashante. Okay, here's the cover. I read it earlier. You might have heard me talk about it. I really, really liked it. I gave that one 4 stars, but they changed the title. I don't know why they did that. It's still called the Enchante series, though. So now they've changed the first book to All That Glitters, and it's the Enchante book 1. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. So this is the sequel to that. It is, what did I say it was? Everything That Burns. And this one comes out, like I said, in February. And I really, really liked the first one. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. Now, this one is set in kind of the French Revolution time in Paris. And it follows a girl who has magical abilities. And it gets to a point where she's struggling to support her family, and she's the only one making money. She's the only one able to work. She's providing for herself and her sister, and she decides that she's going to use her abilities to her advantage, and she disguises herself to fit into society, basically, like rich society. Marie Antoinette makes an appearance, society, and she inserts herself in there. She uses her abilities to figure out a way to make money very quickly, and it goes from there. And then she's also dealing with her feelings for a young man who is a hot air balloon pilot. And so that part was really cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I'm probably going to need to brush up a little bit on the story if I can find like a really good spoilery review, just because it has been more than a year since I've read it. But I am very anxious to see like what's going to happen and what goes on, because I really, really like the first one. And then the last one I have here is To Love and to Loathe by Martha Waters. This one comes out in April. And I was offered the first book by Martha Waters, I believe, and I think it was To Have and to Hoax, and I didn't end up reading that one. It doesn't get the best reviews, but this one is already getting much better reviews. Yes, it's newer. There's not as many reviews of it yet, but it seems to be like being received a lot better. So this one is set in kind of a Regency time. It's like a Regency romance type thing, and it's supposed to be pretty quirky, pretty funny, which is what I have been enjoying in my Regency romances. If it has some humor in it, it doesn't take itself too seriously, that's what I like. And this one follows a pair of people who are kind of frenemies, I guess you could say. And they make some sort of bet where she's betting that he will not get married within a year or something. And if he does, then she owes him something. And they just kind of go on some hijinks together. And I think there is something where he gives her a proposition and she takes him up on it. I think it's of a sexual nature. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like it'd be kind of fun and cute. It's got the covers that I like, so I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, guys, those are all of the books that I have recently downloaded onto my Kindle. Pretty decent amount, I think. NetGalley's killing me right now, though. I've got to either stop accepting things for a little bit or just not get on there. I've been better about not getting on and like trying to find things myself. If publishers will send me something, then I look into it, definitely. Sometimes I take them, sometimes I don't, just depends. But I'm thinking next year a NetGalley goal is going to be on my yearly goals for reading next year, just to work on getting it down. So be on the lookout for that. Guys, let me know what you think. Did I mention any books that you haven't heard of? Are you interested in any of these? Let me know, and I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.